and welcome to Homeschooling with Hera. Hope you all are doing great. In today's video, we shall learn about pronouns as you can see on your screens. So, what will be our learning objectives for today? We shall learn about 4 types of pronouns. We will also learn that when should we teach which type of pronoun to kids because we start teaching them from level 1 or you can say grade 1. So, which type of pronoun should be taught in which level? And then we will also see the methods to teach pronouns or some resources that I have created for you. I'll be sharing them with you as well. So, without any further ado, it's time to dive in. But let me tell you that if you are new to my channel, this channel is for you if you are interested in English grammar, English phonics, English spelling rules, English creative writing, and above all, how to teach all this stuff to your kids in multisensory ways. Even if you are a student yourself, you will find the content really useful because here I try to clear the basic concepts of English. So consider subscribing to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and now without any further ado, let's dive in. Pronouns. Since I told you that I believe in multisensory ways of teaching, so for English grammar, we have some color coding for all the parts of speech, and for pronouns, the color is pink. These colors are taken from the Montessori system, but here the method that I'll be following will be Jolly Grammar, and Jolly Grammar has the same colors as Montessori system. So pronouns are pink, and we also have some actions for pronouns that you will see in the upcoming slides. So first let's learn something about pronouns. What are they? And then I'll explain in detail that how you will give the lesson to kids. Okay? So pronouns. A pronoun is a word used in place of nouns. Or you can say pronouns can be substituted for other nouns. For example, I, he, she, it, they, and some other words that are pronouns. If I simplify it, so pronouns are words that we use to replace nouns. We don't want to repeat a name. For example, if Sarah is a name, so we don't want to repeat Sarah again and again if we are talking about her. So which word can we use in place of Sarah? It will be she, which is a pronoun. So she will replace Sarah, and this is what pronouns do. Pronouns replace nouns. Got it? Now let's talk about the types of pronouns. In today's video, we shall discuss only 4 types of pronouns that are personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, relative pronouns, and reflexive pronouns. In Jolly Grammar, the first 3 pronouns are taught at different levels to kids. However, I have added reflexive pronouns to this video because it is also a very simple type of pronoun and you can easily teach this to kids as well. Now it's time to learn about the first type of pronouns that we call personal pronouns. So personal pronoun is a pronoun that is used to replace a person's name or person's name. Now, if you hear me, I'm saying persons and persons, but see the apostrophe. You can replace a single person name with personal pronoun, as well as you can replace the name of many people with the personal pronoun. We have 12 personal pronouns in English that are I, you, he, she, it, we, they, me, him, her, us, and them. As we move forward, you will see that these personal pronouns are also divided into 2 groups. And when we introduce pronouns to kids, we only teach the first group of personal pronouns to our kiddos. That happens in level 1 or you can say grade 1. So here are 2 types of personal pronouns. We have subject personal pronouns and object personal pronouns. Subject pronouns are the very first type of personal pronouns or any pronouns that we teach to kids, and they are introduced in level 1 of grammar. The age for level 1 of grammar is 5 to 6, but you can also begin grammar in grade 1. The age is 6 to 7. Now it's up to your academic system that when you are introducing grammar, But remember that level 1 only has the subject pronouns in it, and we don't even mention this word subject pronouns in level 1 to kids. It's just for teachers to know that we introduce subject pronouns in level 1. In level 3, we go for object pronoun. Now let's talk about a little that how you will introduce personal pronouns for the very first time to kids. On your board or on your screen, you can write some sentences or a paragraph. It's better to begin with sentences. I have written here a little paragraph, and make sure that you repeat a noun in it. Okay, like here I have repeated Peter. Peter was having a birthday party. Peter wanted to blow up some balloons. Peter blew too hard and burst one of the balloons. Peter's sister laughed. Peter's sister helped Peter to blow up some more balloons. Now ask kids, do you find something weird about these sentences? Most probably they get it and they say, yes, the name Peter is getting repeated again and again. Peter did this, Peter, Peter, Peter. And then you will tell them that, yes, this is right. We cannot repeat a noun again and again. Instead, we can use a word which can replace the name of Peter, and that will be he. So let's read it now. Peter was having a birthday party. He wanted to blow up some balloons. He blew too hard and burst one of the balloons. Peter's sister laughed. Peter's sister helped him to blow up some more balloons. And this is how we replace the name of Peter with a word that is he. And this is called a pronoun. After doing this exercise, you can show them some more examples where you can replace a name with she or it or you or they, right? This is how you will first introduce this thing. And after doing this on the board, you will tell them that we also have some actions for all the pronouns. And here you can see all the actions for personal pronouns. Okay, we are not using the word subject pronouns because we are not telling kids right now that what are subject and object pronouns. Okay, so now let's ask the kids to do the actions after you. Point towards yourself and say I. Point towards a person you are talking to and say you. I, you. Point towards a boy who you are not talking to and say he. Point towards a girl who you are not talking to and say she. Point towards the floor and say it. Then stand some kids with you and make a circle with your hand and say we. Point towards all the kids and move your hand here and there like this, pointing towards all of them and say you. This is to give them the sense that you can be used for a single person or it can also be used for plural. Okay, so you when you are talking to just a single person and you when you are talking to a group of people. And then you need to point out towards the other class or other kids who are sitting somewhere and say they. Okay, let's see the personal pronouns together. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Keep repeating this thing along with actions and you don't need to explain a lot about them. They already are using these words in their written and spoken English. You just need to give a name to these words. So what are these words called? They are pronouns. And this is all about pronouns in level 1. For resources and some activity pages, you can make pages like this one yourself, or you can download so many freebies, even the complete booklets for personal pronouns from my website. They all are free there. I am giving the link in the description box that will take you to my website. Okay? Now let's move forward and come to level 2. In level 2 or the next year, after teaching 8 personal pronouns, if you count I, you, he, she, it, we, you and they are 8 personal pronouns, right? So after teaching them in year 1, in year 2, we do not teach any pronouns, but we teach kids possessive adjectives because possessive adjectives are as common as personal pronouns. But the tricky part about possessive adjectives is that people consider them pronouns as well. So you need to teach this to your year 2 students that possessive adjectives are not pronouns but they are adjectives. And if you want to learn how to teach this concept to kids and what is this concept all about, I'm sharing a link to the video because this video is only about pronouns. So I'm not going to tell you about possessive adjectives here in detail. However, in the further slides, you will see some information about possessive adjectives. But remember, in level 2, we are not going to teach them pronouns. Just revise what we have taught and then we give them possessive adjectives. Okay? So at the end of level 2, they know about personal pronouns as well as they know about possessive adjectives. These are the possessive adjectives: my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and their. Personal pronouns belong to level 1. Okay, they are here, and then possessive adjectives level 2. Now comes level 3 or year 3. Here we teach two types of pronouns to kids: object pronouns and possessive pronouns. Now remember that when we are teaching object pronouns to kids, before it, we need to teach them what is the subject of a sentence and what is an object of a sentence. Before teaching the subject and the object of the sentence, we are not going to tell them, or we just can't even tell them that what are object pronouns. So make sure when you are teaching them object pronouns, they should already know that what is called the subject of a sentence and what is an object of a sentence. After knowing this, they are ready to learn about subject pronouns and object pronouns. Subject pronouns are the same thing that we did in the first year: I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. In level 1, we didn't give them the name of subject pronouns. We simply taught them that these are pronouns. But now we are differentiating. We are saying subject pronouns are they, which we use at the place of subject, and object pronouns are the pronouns that we use at the place of object of the sentence. For example, I saw Lela. I is the subject. Lela saw me. Me is the object. And me is replacing here my name. Okay? You hugged my cat. My cat hugged you. My cat is doing the action and you is the object here. He hits Jack. He is doing action here, so subject pronoun. Jack hits him. Now Jack is doing the action and him is receiving the action. That's why it's a object pronoun. She laughed at me. I laughed at her. Is it your dog? I gave it a bone. Here the word it is replacing the dog, which is an object of this sentence. We love you. Subject is we. You love us. Object is us. You gave me a cake. I gave you a cake. They play with us. We play with them. So now we have got this table at the end of level 3. So now we are at level 3 and kids know about personal pronouns are of two types: subject pronouns and object pronouns. They also know about possessive adjectives. But as I told you that in level 3 we teach them two types of pronouns. So this is the second type of pronouns and we call it possessive pronouns. So possessive pronouns are pronouns that show ownership of something or someone. Like all pronouns, it substitutes a noun or a noun phrase to avoid repetition. The main thing to learn here is that possessive pronouns show the possession of somebody of something or the ownership of somebody of something or something. Let's see what are the 8 possessive pronouns. This pen belongs to me. This pen is mine. Possessive pronoun. These shoes belong to you. These shoes are yours with an S. This shirt belongs to him. This shirt is his. These books belong to her. These books are hers. This bone belongs to it. This bone is its. This car belongs to us. This car is ours. That football belongs to you. Sorry, left the word belong. That football belongs to you. That football is yours. This house belongs to them. This house is theirs. If you just have a careful look at these possessive pronouns, so most of them are ending with an S and we do not have a noun after them. If you already know possessive adjectives, so possessive adjectives are so similar to possessive pronouns, but they do not have this S at the end, and there is always a noun after them. So please learn the difference between possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. I have uploaded videos on this topic as well, and you will find the links in the description box. So please learn about this as well. And with this, we are at the end of level 3. Here, our kids know what are subject pronouns, what are object pronouns, and what are possessive pronouns, along with possessive adjectives. To teach possessive pronouns, you just need to make some sentences, or worksheets will do the same. If you want to get my worksheets, they are on my website. The link is in the description box. Okay. Now we are jumping on to level 6. After level 3, we have level 6 in which we talk about relative pronouns. So what will happen in level 4 and 5? Don't we teach pronouns to them? We have a revision of pronouns, but we do not teach a new type of pronoun in these two levels. We cover the other grammatical concept, but not this. In level 6, or you can say year 6, we teach them relative pronouns. Remember that now your child has covered the 5 levels of Jolly Grammar and he is well aware about the different concept of grammar. Relative pronoun is a higher concept, that's why we are teaching this in level 6. You may find here some terms that you don't know, but if you don't know anything, you will find the link of that video on my channel, or you can just write it in the comments box. Okay, so what are relative pronouns? A relative pronoun is a pronoun that has an adjective clause or a relative clause. Now, obviously, when you are teaching relative pronouns, your kids must have an idea that what is an adjective clause or a relative clause. And if you follow the systematic way of teaching grammar, so adjective clauses come before relative pronouns. Something more about relative pronouns, they work like conjunctions. Conjunctions are joining words and they join clauses together. A few examples of relative pronouns include who, that, whose, which, and whom. We also have what as relative pronoun. It all depends how you use these things. Now let's quickly see how to use them in sentences. Let's read the first sentence. The boy who got injured is doing well now. Boy is our noun here. And this clause, who got injured, is actually telling us something about the boy. So this is our adjectival clause or relative clause. And this word who at the beginning of the clause is actually our relative pronoun because it is linking the boy to this thing, got injured. Okay. In the second example, we have I know whom this jacket belongs to. Whom is a relative pronoun. If you want to use who and whom, be very careful that you can use who as subject pronouns and whom as object pronouns. To understand it really well, you need to solve multiple examples that you can easily find on liveworksheets.com. I will share the link in the description box as well. See the next example. A knife is a tool which we use to cut the vegetable. The word which here is a pronoun that is used for knife. And yes, it is an adjective clause as well. This thing is describing the knife. Which we use is describing knife. He thinks that he is a genius. That is also a relative pronoun. We can use it for people and for things, but the information after that should be essential. This is a difference between that and which, that if you want to use which, you can use it for any unnecessary thing or to talk about something that is not really important. But if you are using that, so after that, there should be something really important, that if you remove it from the sentence, the meaning of your sentence changes. Okay. One more thing about which and that which is only used with non-living things, but that can be used either for people or for things. Then we have whose is used to show the belongings. The author whose books you enjoy is my favorite too. So the pronoun whose is telling about the belonging of somebody or something. Spring is the time when flowers bloom. This when is referring back to spring, and it is also giving us the information about spring. So this is how relative pronouns work in relative clauses. And this is our chart at the end of level 6, or you can say grade 6, in some school also grade 5. Here kids have a fair idea about what are subject and object pronouns. They also know about possessive pronouns. They know about relative pronouns and possessive adjectives, right? Now we have another type of pronouns that I'm including in this video. They are not the part of Jolly Grammar though. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are used when a sentence, subject, and object are the same. Or you can say when something does something to itself. For example, Sarah saw Sarah in the mirror. If Sarah is doing something to Sarah, we just cannot use the noun here again, okay? The subject is Sarah, object is also Sarah. So how we'll write this thing? We'll say Sarah saw herself in the mirror. So we have 8 reflexive pronouns as well. For example, I enjoyed myself. Subject and object are same. Could you do your work yourself? So you and yourself, same. He cut himself. He is the subject, himself is the object. Reflexive pronoun. She refused the offer herself. She refused herself. Reflexive pronoun. It started working itself. It subject, itself object. We built our house ourselves. We and ourselves. Did you all work on this yourself? For second person plural, the reflexive pronoun is the same. Yourself, yourself. They were planning the trip themselves. They, themselves. And now the chart that we have is something like this. We have personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, possessive adjectives, and relative pronouns. In relative pronouns, we do not have first, second, and third person, so I have kept it at the very end. Whereas these types of pronouns have the first, second, and third person, singular as well as plurals. So this was all about pronouns. I hope you have got something useful from this video. If you have any further questions, please write them down in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon with something new. Take care. Bye for now. And don't forget to make it a great day. Bye.